UFC 252, a history event in the world of mixed martial arts. The UFC 252 event took place on August 15, 2020 at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. This event was significant of several reasons, but especially because it featured the finals trilogy bout between two of the greatest heavyweights of all times, Stephen Music and Daniel Cormier. Additionally, UFC 252 included several other existing fights that contribute to an unforgettable night in the history of mixed martial arts. Background and preparation. The trilogy between Stephen Music and Daniel Cormier is one of the most intense and competitive rivals in the UFC. Their first encounter took place at UFC 2026 in July 2018, where Cormier, who was already the light heavyweight champion, shocked the world by knockout out Music in the first round and claiming the heavyweight title. Music, who had successfully defended his title 3 times, wasted time in seeking a rematch. The second encounter took place at UFC 241 in August 2019. In this fight, Music showed his ability to adapt and endure by changing his strategy in the later rounds, attacking Cormier's body and eventually knocking him out in 4 rounds. With this victory, Music reclaimed his heavyweight title and reestablished himself as the best heavyweight in the world. With one victory each, the trilogy became inevitable. UFC 252 was the stage of the final showdown between these two giants, with both fighters seeking not only victory but also to cement their legacy in the UFC history. The main event, Music vs. Cormier 3. The first between Stephen Music and Daniel Cormier at UFC 252 was exciting and technical as expected from the first round. Both fighters showcased their elite skills and deep knowledge of each other. Music, known for his excellent boxing and endurance, kept this distance and used his reach to keep Cormier at bay. Cormier, on the other hand, used his wrestling and strength to try to close the distance and bring the fight to the clinch. In the early rounds, Cormier succeeded in several exchanges, using his kicks, strikes, and wrestling to control parts of the fight. However, Music demonstrated his adaptability and ability to withstand pressure. In the third round, Music landed a blow that closed Cormier's left eye, a one that would significantly affect Cormier's performance in the later rounds. As the fight progressed, Music endurance and ability to remain calm under pressure began to prevail. Although Cormier continued to show his heart and bravery, Music controlled much to the later rounds with his superior boxing and ability to avoid Cormier's significant threats. After 5 intense and exhausting rounds, Music was declared the winner by unanimous decision. With this victory, Music not only defended his heavyweight title but also closed one of the most existing trilogies in the UFC history, cementing his position as the greatest heavyweight of all times. Other notable fights. Beside the main event, UFC 252 featured several existing fights that highlight the talent and competitiveness of UFC fighters. One of the most notable fights was between Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera. O'Malley, a promising prospect known for his spectacular style and impressive knockout, faced Vera, a tough and experienced veteran. The fight was intense from the start, but it took an unexpected turn when O'Malley suffered a leg injury in first round. Vera seized the opportunity, pressing O'Malley and eventually finished the fight with ground striking, winning by technical knockout in the first round. This victory was a significant boost for Vera career and a reminder of the unpredictability and drama that characterize MMA. Another notable fight was between Yersinio Rosenstruck and Junior Dos Santos. Rosenstruck, known for his knockout power, faced former champions Dos Santos in a fight that promised fireworks. After an initial balanced exchange, Rosenstruck connected with a series of strikes that knocked out Dos Santos in the second round, solidifying his position as one of the most dangerous contenders in the heavyweight division. Production and presentation. UFC also stood out for its production and presentation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The event took place without an audience and the UFC Apex, which present unique challenge for the organization. However, the UFC managed to create an existing and high quality atmosphere through its production, lighting, and live coverage. The commentators, replays, and graphics contribute to the immersive viewing experience, ensuring that fans could enjoy the event despite the restriction. Impact and legacy. The impact of UFC 252 on the world of MMA was significant. The main event between Music and Cormier was not only an epic showdown between two of the greatest heavyweight, but also provided a satisfying closure to one of the most existing trilogies in the UFC history. Music victory solidified his legacy as the greatest heavyweight of all time, while Cormier, despite the loss, was praised for his career and competitive spirit. The other fight of the event also had a lasting impact. Marlon Vera's victory over Sean O'Malley was a reminder of the toughness and unpredictability of MMA, while Yersinio Rosenstruck victory over Junior Dos Santos highlighted the depth of talent in the heavyweight division. Overall, UFC 252 was an event that encapsulated the excitement, technique, and drama of MMA, leaving an indelible mark of UFC history. Question and answer. 1. How did the fight between Stephen Music and Daniel Cormier influence fans' perception of the trilogy? The fight between Stephen Music and Daniel Cormier at UFC 252 had a significant impact on fans' perception of the trilogy. This third encounter provided a defending closure to one of the most intense rivalries in UFC history. Music victory by unanimous decision solidified his status as the greatest heavyweight of all time, while Cormier, despite the loss, was praised for his bravery and skills. The trilogy as a whole was seen as an example of excellence in MMA, highlighting the importance of strategy adaptability, and competitive spirit. 2. What lesson can be learned from the fight between Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera? The fight between Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera at UFC 252 offers several important lessons. First, it underscored the unpredictable nature of MMA, where an injury or unexpected turn can change the course of the fight. O'Malley's leg injury showed how even the most promising fighter can face unexpected changes. Second, Vera's victory highlighted the importance of perseverance and ability to seize opportunities when they arise. The speed being considered the underdog. Vera demonstrated that experience and tenacity can overcome adversity. 3. How did the COVID-19 pandemic affect the organization and production of UFC 252? The COVID-19 pandemic presented a unique challenge for the organization and production of UFC. The advanced and audience and the UFC Apex in Las Vegas created different atmosphere than traditional event. However, the UFC managed to adapt using advanced technology and high quality production to create an existing viewing experience for fans at home. Live coverage, graphic, and commentary helped maintain the level of excitement and drama, demonstrating the UFC ability to innovate and overcome adversity. 4. What was the impact of Stephen Miocic's victory over Daniel Cormier on the heavyweight division? Stephen Miocic's victory over Daniel Cormier at UFC 252 had a significant impact in the heavyweight division. By winning the trilogy, Miocic cemented his position as the greatest heavyweight of all time, reinforcing his legacy with a multiple title defenses and victory over some of the best fighters in the division. This victory also marked Cormier's retirement, opening the door for new contenders in the division. Miocic's triumph elevated the level of competition and set the standard of excellence for future heavyweight champions. 5. What impact did UFC 252 have on your senior Rosenstruck career? Your senior Rosenstruck victory over Junior Dos Santos at UFC 252 was a milestone in his career. By knocking out a former heavyweight champion, Rosenstruck demonstrated his power and skills, solidifying himself as one of the most dangerous contenders in the division. This victory increased his ability and credibility within the UFC, positioning him as a serious title contender in the heavyweight division. Rosenstruck's success at UFC 252 underscored his potential and opened the new opportunity to face other elite fighters in the division.